Hey, this is Todd Clifton, investor and real estate agent with Remax Legacy here in Tulsa area. This is part two of a video. If you haven't seen part one, I encourage you to quickly see that. I'll have the link in the comments down below. But what I want to do is take you into a deeper dive, not real deep, just a surface level deep as far as after looking at a property, running the numbers. What I usually do is come back to my office and run the numbers to see, is this house a fit for maybe what I would need to do for my personal um, properties, or ones for investors that I'm working with, or even just individual owners that might run some numbers for that for people I'm helping out with if they want to use it as a personal property. So we're going to take a look at the numbers here and go into it. So let me share my screen with you as far as how I determine a property. Hopefully you can see me okay. So this is basically, I think we call it the BRRRR calculator. It's a acronym for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat. So it's without going into detail, it's just a calculator that helps me work deals out and figure out if the numbers work, if it makes sense on a cash flow basis and appreciation basis and all those things. So again, here's the house we're looking at in part one. It's the 511 East Duncan Street, Jinx address there. It's a 4-bedroom, 1.5 bath. Again, if you saw the video, I may have said, hey, this would be possibly turn this into a 2 full bath property, so that you can raise the after repair value, the ARV, just by kind of seeing things like that on properties and seeing if they might be helpful to do some things to improve them and get a bigger return on your investment. So basically what I did here is the owner right now has it listed for $169,000. Again, that's kind of on the high end, and I think he will agree with that, but they're looking for an end user on this. So in this instance, the reason I say, hey, I'm talking to the owner as a real estate agent, we're usually talking to another real estate agent that's represented by the seller. But in this case, it is a limited service agent that's helping them. And so us, as if I'm representing a buyer, I'm reaching out to that agent normally. But in this case, it's said in the comments for broker comments, reach out to the owner directly. And so I actually like that, because I can kind of talk to and see a little bit more directly. So I'm not working with an agent in between, especially if I'm looking at doing this as a maybe owner financing option. And so I'll tell you a little bit more about that, what I did with him on that. But anyway, so he's trying to go for 169. So I put that into as the purchase price into my calculator here. What I thought there would be about $1,500 worth of closing costs, which, until we use a 1%, 1.5%. So it could be a little bit more than that. Estimated repairs, as I was looking at things, okay, I think I'm going to spend at least $15,000 if I do the repairs myself, or at least my team that I can get good costs with. If you're having somebody else do this renovation, if you're hiring out, it's going to probably be more to get it up to the ARV that I'm going to talk about here. Otherwise, I can come in because I can do a lot of work. And if you want to do a lot of work, you can save a lot of money as well. So with that said, so the total after repair value you see right here, I estimated $190,000. And where did I get that? I got that with just running some comps in the neighborhood area and saying, okay, if this was a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, I think I even ran it as a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath. I'm not really sure at this point, but either way, I determined it would be about 190. And that's a pretty conservative amount. I think there's some houses that were up in the 200s based on, I think it was a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house. And so basically from that, when I'm saying, okay, if I was doing owner financing, which that's what I went to him ask, I say, well, he's probably going to want like a 10% down payment. So that's what that down payment is, of 16.9. So I put that down as that. The loan amount then that he would carry would be 152. And what this is, this acquisition phase basically is, okay, either using money out of your own pocket to buy and rehab the property, or getting another investor to help do that. Okay. For this instance, I was going to go to him, in which I did. I went to him to ask, would you be willing to work out an owner financing option? And so what I thought I presented to him was, okay, a down payment of like 10%, like there, but also, hey, here's a 6% return. I have down here 6% that you can make. And I asked for 2 years worth of owner financing, to where I'm paying him just interest only payments. And then at the end of that, would pay him a balloon payment. Because what I do is during this refinance period, after that 2 years, is refinance it with a bank or someone that would take that on a longer term loan. It could be possible that he would be willing to do that. Again, just it's conversations that I have to have with the owner, to find out what they're needing. Are they needing to sell right away, or is, hey, they're fine with kind of taking cash payments slowly? Okay. So anyway, so that's what this acquisition phase is. And so what we need is like $33,000 out of pocket. That's the rehab amount, the 15,000 plus the down payment, plus some closing costs there. So I would need cash needed $33,400 for this. Okay. So that can come out of my pocket, or can come out maybe a short-term investor to do that. Okay. And then what happened is, after 2 years, 24 months, I'd be hopefully refinancing it at maybe hopefully a lower interest rate. I went ahead and put 6% in here, just to kind of be conservative. It may be more, it may be less. I would definitely try to be going less if I was refinancing. If not, hopefully, that's why I've just kind of kept it the same there. And so that's what that area is. And so what this is happening is, I would click over here to rehab. I have holding costs here. I've got the total cash layout that it's going to cost me to kind of get in this deal. Interest being paid during the rehab period. So I think I put the rehab as 3 months on this. Yeah, 3 months rehab time. Monthly insurance, I got to pay for that. Monthly taxes, all that stuff. And you can kind of see down here, what's going to happen is, during the first initial rental period, I can click on that and say, okay, I think based on the comps of rental properties, it's going to can bring in $1,500 a month. Actually, there's some really creative things that actually can be more than that, but that's just a general idea of what in this area is doing. Then you got monthly expenses, which if you jump down here, you'll see in this graph here, the monthly expenses. You got vacancy, which is, hey, if this property is not getting rented out quickly, if I can't get a new tenant in there, it's going to cost me, right? So I need to save up money just for that lag time of getting a new tenant in there, whether it's a month or 2 months. Okay, so that's just savings. So I calculate that in like at 5%, I think, in this instance. And then capital expenses, like long-term, replacing roofs, things like that, AC units. So put a percentage in there. I put $105 for that. There's your principal and interest, $760. We got repairs, $75. Again, just putting a little bit down for aside for, I got to pay a plumber to come in and unclog some pipes or something like that. Insurance, of course, that you got to have on your property, and property taxes every month. You actually pay that once a year, but calculating it for every month. And so you see my monthly expenses jump up here are $1,189.17. Okay, but I'm making a monthly income of $1,500. So what it gives me during that 2 months period where they're owner financing, I'm paying him 6% interest only payments to get into this deal and give him the price that he wants. I'm making $310 and some change on a monthly basis. And so that's good. I'm looking for a property that has at least a 200 or better. Okay. If you can kind of see my cash that I put in, the cash on cash return is 11%. That's a great return. That's a really good return. It's not incredible. There's some properties I'm getting more than that. Maybe an Airbnb, you'll get more, but just on a long-term rental, that's a really good return. A lot better than what you can get in the stock market, especially right now. And so, but what you have to see is, okay, there's going to be even a refinance period. Okay, am I still, is it going to make me money when I refinance it later and I pay off that the owner and move into another financing deal? And this is basically what's going to happen. I'm making over $200 cash flow, 216 and some change, based on that. So it's still a good deal for me on this. And so what I like to do is go down to the analysis over time. And I love this year 1, year 2, year 3. It breaks it out to year 10, 20, and 30 based on amortization and expenses. And so you can kind of see in year 1, already my equity, because we'd fix it up. If I was to, get a loan on this or whatever, I'd already have $45,000 of equity just by putting some sweat equity into it. And so that's exciting because actually I can use that to maybe finance out and go buy another deal. And then it kind of grows each year. You see that line, it gets bigger and bigger. Okay. And then if you get down here to the annualized total return, you'll see that, hey, it's actually annualized over a period of time. It's getting 18%, 14%, 14%. And so that's a really good deal. So I saw this and I said, okay, I'm going to call him and see if he would be open to owner financing on this. And it could be a possibility that you could get, you can definitely get a loan on this. But again, I'm trying to scale. And so based on my financials, I can only get so many loans based on my financials. Okay. But if I can, find people that might say, okay, I'm willing to finance this myself. And so it's just a really creative way to help someone get the price that they're wanting for the property, but maybe you may not have all the financials lined out of the backing, but you can kind of take over, you can get, they can earn some extra money on it as well. And so it's a win-win. And so that's kind of the breakdown. I know I kind of went over fast on that, but again, this is a calculator that I use that's just really helpful. And there's all different kinds of things out there, but I love this one. But I'll just say this. If you have questions about anything that I said, just, put your comments down below. I know it's fast overview, but again, this is the kind of thing I love to help people with. So I appreciate you for watching this.